we notice how the Lord is in full command of every dialogue and never once loses control of that dialogue or comes down in any way in his dignity. It is for us too a lesson to be taken to heart. How many dialogues take us by surprise, and very soon, if we're not careful, we actually lose control and fall into the sin of anger, and no peace is left, only bad feeling, and very little happens in the realm of conviction at the end. Here, what does the Lord do? He answers the question by another question, disarming his adversary and also changing the focus of attention. What is he actually doing? It's what we need to do in many a dysfunctional conversation. Observe a dysfunctional conversation. What are people doing? They are expending great quantities of energy, usually not at the right point. The essence is not being attacked. And what the Lord is doing is showing where the problem is. That is the secret. People attack problems with great virulence and energy, but miss the real point. Here, the Lord indicates discreetly the problem is not there. The problem is on your side. He does not see the point of actually engaging in just what they want and play their game. He is indicating, without saying as much, you yourselves are the problem. And what actually is the case in much of our conversation is that we are in a situation of choice. What happens? A person comes to us, or we get involved with a situation, and we observe that this person has a problem. We somehow have the intuition this problem is on the side of the person, and whatever I do, I can't really help. It's a no-win situation. But in fact, what will we do in practice? We will react. E.g., a person starts to criticize us. What will we do? We will react in the same mode and tone. Actually, we know really in the heart the problem is really so deep that we can't actually help that person. So the choice would be, I would say, if confronted with a person who has a problem, think twice before entering into that problem if you don't have to. You don't collide with a problem if you want peace in life. One goes through life knowing that people are always with problems that they want to share and make ours without having the right. Therefore, we circumnavigate that problem. Much of our dysfunctionality in life is the fact that we engage with every problem. That actually is pretty present everywhere. A prayer group, a family, a convent, a monastery, a profession, a classroom. People have problems, and we actually are on the receiving end of that problem when it comes to us. Examine them and you will see they have an issue with everyone. People who have problems are problems actually for us if we want. So listen to that. It's calm, wise advice as one goes through life. If you see a person with a problem, it's going to be shared with you if you're not careful, and you'll get into that problem without necessity. Having said that, a person may come also to you genuinely wanting help, with a problem recognized. That is very different. and there we can help. This last week we buried a fairly young friend, and it was an occasion to reflect on what matters and what doesn't matter. I remember reading this one time in the life of one saint. It was a holy nun at her deathbed, and she was saying this: in this situation, I see how futile it is to hold on to one's opinion at all costs, as I once did. In other words, she saw how much energy had gone waste. Another person dying, it was a Carthusian monk, said this: I have wasted my life doing too many things. Now that also can be ours. We engage in everything that crosses our mind. Good things perhaps, but too many of them, and we actually miss life. John Lennon, of all people, said, life is what happens when you're planning what to do next. Life is the now, and if we keep it simple, without A, all the problems possible, and B, all the activities possible, perhaps we will have a smoother ride than that of the holy fidget who did everything except what the Lord asked him to.